On the earliest page of the book, it reads, 3 rings for the elven kings under the sky, 7 for the dwarf lords and their halls of stone, 9 for the mortal man doomed to die, 1 for the dark claw on his dark throne, in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie, 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them together and the darkness bind them, in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to the honorable judges, your headmasters, respected teachers, and fellow friends. My name is Luthfiyyah Iqmar binti Zariwan Iqmar, and I am 11 years old. I am from Sekolah Kebangsaan Sarjana Utama Kuala, Selangor. Today, I'm about to share with you my favorite book from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, The Fellowship of the Ring. This book was written by J.R.R. Tolkien, and it consists of 531 pages. Without further ado, let me introduce to you this amazing masterpiece of all time. This epic masterpiece was written by John Ronald Reuel Tolkien, also known as J.R.R. Tolkien. It was first released on 29th of July 1954. Even today, after almost 6 decades since its first publication, J.R.R. Tolkien's magnificent work of fantasy is still attracting readers and scholars around the globe. This book in my hand is the latest edition, published by HarperCollins in 2007. The Fellowship of the Ring, created in genre of modern fantasy literature, uses English language that is easy to understand by children aged 10 and above. This trilogy appeared to be the best-selling novels ever written, also the best book of the 20th century, sold over 150 million copies in 38 languages worldwide. A creator of Middle-earth wrote, Tolkien indeed amused himself by writing great series of fantasy tales. He spent 17 years of his life creating the imaginary world of the Lord of the Rings. It's very much like a history to me. There are lands and places, peoples, nations, and events that have living quality. You feel like Tolkien were pulling you into a place that actually existed in reality. The amount of detail in the story is truly magnificent that nearly anyone can get hooked on his story. Not only we can find maps that illustrate the specific geography of the Third Age of Middle-earth, but the continent contains a variety of races, each with its own culture, language, and history. From the homely folk to the majestic elves, from the numerous of men to the vicious orcs. Now, let's move on to the storyline. The Fellowship of the Ring, which is actually divided into 2 books, sets the entire trilogy up. It tells the story of Frodo Baggins, a hobbit who ends up inheriting a ring from his uncle Bilbo Baggins. After several years, Gandalf the Grey, a wizard who is friends with both Bilbo and Frodo, discovers that the ring is the one ring of power the Dark Lord Sauron made in order to subjugate the whole of Middle-earth. As the Dark Lord begins to make some moves in order to get his ring back, Frodo and 8 other companions, 4 hobbits, Samwise Gamgee, Merodach Brandybuck, and Peregrine Took, 2 men, Aragorn son of Arathorn, and Boromir of Gondor, a dwarf named Gimli son of Gloin, the elf named Legolas Greenleaf, and a wizard named Gandalf the Grey, ends up going on a perilous quest to destroy the Ring of Power and to stop Sauron once and for all. The Fellowship of the Ring was undoubtedly my favorite in the trilogy because it was the one that sets the entire story up. I felt like this one was the most lighthearted and adventurous book in the entire trilogy, even though things start to get a little more ominous towards the end. I love how this part of the trilogy kicks everything off as if they were going on a holiday. And then the action ramps up onto that rather cliffhanger ending that makes you want to read The Two Towers right away to see what happens next. Now, I'll tell you the themes of the story. The Fellowship of the Ring, aside from the typical good versus evil theme, it also touches on the themes of friendship, compassion, perseverance, hope, faith, how things and people aren't always what they seem to be, and that you can find hope in the most surprising places. The theme of compassion is touched upon when Gandalf talks about how Bilbo spared Gollum's life. And the theme of fate is also touched upon here, as if it seems that Bilbo was meant to find the ring. so it means that Frodo was meant to have it as well. Perseverance is found in the hardship of all the journeys our main characters had to face, despite the dangers they ran into and the losses they've suffered. Saruman, the White Wizard, shows us that even the wise can fall and get corrupted, and how people aren't always what they seem to be. This also applies to the hobbits, as the other races are actually surprised at the strength they have in going forward with this quest. Actually, they are quite small creatures though. This stares into the theme of hope, because even though the shadow of war is looming over them, there's still the faintest bit of hope that they will succeed in whatever they'll have to do. Okay, that's enough now. If you love fantasy, The Lord of the Rings trilogy is definitely a must-read, as the world has never seen one like this before. Join me and you'll never regret reading this story. Actually, I have a lot more to tell you, but due to the time limit, I guess we'll meet again in another recension. Thank you all. Stay strong, stay safe, and goodbye.